I was intimidated, to say the least. And so I thought, okay, let's sit down and watch it, and I was hooked. Oof. It is not a good time to be recording. The rain is falling outside. We'll make it work. Hi everyone and welcome. The original intention for this channel was to make some videos no longer than 10 minutes about all of the nerdy stuff that I really enjoy. There are also cars going by, so please excuse that. The idea was to create videos about the things I enjoy, really nerdy stuff like games, World of Warcraft, stuff like Lord of the Rings, if you can even see my books right behind me. Anime like One Piece, which I will be talking about in this video, in fact. And other things, Guild Wars 2, if you can't tell, I'm a huge MMO fan. And just see if anyone is vibing with that kind of content, create a bit of a cozy atmosphere, and just kind of be transported into these worlds for a little while. You know, we all like to be transported with the way things are, especially these days. So from the video title, this one is going to be a bit more of a walk through my experience with One Piece, which is very timely, I know. The live action has come out not too long ago, which I really love. Maybe that'll be a separate video if this one is up your street. But in this one specifically, I just wanted to talk a bit more about the joy of being a fan of something and becoming really enthusiastic and passionate about it for the first time. That is something I'm experiencing with One Piece right now, in fact. So I had started watching the anime, I actually don't know how long ago it was, maybe a few months ago even, before the Netflix series came out. Shout out to my husband, because he has been an anime fan of One Piece for a really long time, longer than I have, and he was telling me over and over, let's watch it, let's get into this, you'll love it. He knows I love world building and really great concepts for fiction and that kind of stuff. And so I thought, okay, let's sit down and watch it, and I was hooked. I know it's how many episodes in now? 1,000 plus? I'll maybe insert the number somewhere around here if I can find it, whichever episode it's on as of today. It'll probably change depending on when you're watching this. But 1,000 episodes in, I was intimidated, to say the least. And I just thought I'd give it a try. A very similar experience to starting the whole YouTube deal as it happens. Very intimidated, not sure where to start or whether to start, overthinking the entire thing, and then just deciding one day, okay, I'm going to throw myself at this. I'm going to give it a try, and I'm just going to see what happens and enjoy the process. That's the main thing, just enjoy the process of it. And that's how I decided to approach One Piece and watching that for the first time. I think as of now we're maybe 200 and something episodes in, so we've made some good progress. For those who already know, and I'll try not to spoil too much, but we are into the Water 7 arc, I think, but no spoilers. If there are any comments, no spoilers. I'm going to close my eyes as I scroll. But it's amazing. I love the character development, I love the world development, I am fully sucked in. And it brought back a feeling for me that I only ever experience occasionally, and that is the joy, the excitement, the euphoria of being part of a world and a really well-crafted piece of fiction for the first time. I don't know what it was exactly that hooked me. I remember thinking the first episode was great, really cool, fun idea, you know, Goldie Roger telling everyone that the One Piece is out there, his treasure, and telling them to go seek it, and that just causing an uprising and everyone going out to follow this dream, which is a concept in general about One Piece that I really love. So perhaps it was that, because following dreams and following your joy is something that I also really am a big fan of. but possibly it's just the absolute wackiness of it all. I love the idea of devil fruits. I love the creativity that goes into the devil fruit powers and how they work. So I think the part of me that really wants to write a series of novels in a fantasy world with full Tolkien-level world building really appreciates that. You know, the thought and the creativity that goes into it. Oda-san, you have an amazing imagination, and I would like to take a deep look into your brain and see how it all works. Perhaps it was that, or perhaps it's the way each of the crew is introduced. You know, Luffy has his own amazing backstory. You've also got folks like Zoro, Nami, who is one of my favourites, Sanji, who is also one of my favourites, and there are other members of the crew who, if you haven't seen the anime yet and you're following the Netflix show, I won't go into further details, but my favourite character hasn't been introduced yet, so that's still something to look forward to. But they all play so well off of each other, and their relationship just feels so real. I love that, and no one is absolutely perfect and pristine. Everyone has their issues, you know. Luffy, for whatever it's worth, and the way he's written, is just this blank, deadpan character who is so single-mindedly focused. And that's hilarious and also admirable at the same time. I almost couldn't pronounce that word. And you've also got people like Nami, who, you know, at the beginning when we were introduced to her, we had no reason to like her that much. You know, she was a cat burglar, and we thought she was going to betray the Straw Hat crew. And we all know how that turned out. It was out of desperation, and fully understandable desperation. When your home is at risk, when your people is at risk, what are you going to do for a place that you care so deeply about? Even characters like Usopp, and let me know if you feel this way, characters like Usopp who people seem to not like. I mean, he does grate a little bit, but he's fascinating. A really fascinating character full of tall tales who is still, you know, so deeply connected to the crew and to the ship especially. More spoilers. But I also really love him, and for whatever it's worth, I think the Netflix series portrays him really well, and if anything, made him more interesting and more tolerable. Let me know what you think about that. Also, I have that same thought about Sanji. His arc in the anime on Baratie, and how his relationship with Zeph was, and how it ended, and how they left. I think I prefer the anime version to the Netflix version, just because of like the nuances. I know they have limited time, but that's a personal preference. But in terms of the characterization, Netflix Sanji is pretty cool. I really, really like him. You know, he's got that kind of British accent, which, you know, I appreciate. But coming back around to the point, there is a lot of joy to be had, and that I am feeling, in being part of this massive universe for the first time, and not knowing, specifically not looking up spoilers for what's going to happen, how it's all going to end. Well, I mean, it hasn't ended yet, but I hear it's on its way, in the manga at least. If there are any manga readers out there, let me know. Don't tell me exactly what's happened, but let me know, you know, whether you think it's close to the end. It just feels really, really nice to sit down and really indulge in another world, really feel connected to the characters, to the place, to the story, and be taken along for the ride completely, in terms of the setting, in terms of the mythology and the fantasy. I love it. Let me know what you think about the anime, about the Netflix series or the manga if you've read it, your favourite characters, your favourite places. I'll keep adding bits of lore in my shorts, but let me know if you would prefer those kind of lore style videos to be longer form. I can totally do that, that is not a problem. I was just having a lot of fun editing shorts, if I'm really honest. For now, thank you so much for joining me, and take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.